Flesner. We're here to give you our weekly update and our show, and we've been traveling around Milpitas getting different folks to come in and talk about their products and their services and what they offer. And folks can tune in to us on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. on Channel 26.
Good. Well, as you mentioned, we really like to introduce our audience to different folks and services that they might be interested in, learn a little bit more about different professions and different people. And so that's one of the things we enjoy, in addition to, sharing what it is that we all like about living here in the Milpitas area. Right. So I'd like folks to welcome our guest today, Cindy Gorman with Gorman Interiors.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank
Cindy.
you. Pleasure to be here.
Nice to see you. Yes, meet you again. Yeah.
Cindy, it's great to have you. And so we always like to just do a quick introduction so people get a chance to know who you are and a little bit about your background. So can you just share with folks briefly about yourself?
Let's see. I have grown up in San Jose, West San Jose, so been here all my life, but love to travel, and that was something as a kid. We traveled as a family, really enjoyed it. You get to see lots of different parts of the culture throughout the United States and other places abroad, so very fun.
So you're a native. That's a rarity in these parts, isn't it?
There's a lot of us, actually.
So did you get your education around here?
I did, yes.
And
so,
where was that at?
My degree I got at West Valley, the certified program there for interior designers.
Okay.
And did go down to Arizona for 2 years for college and came back to finish up here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Terrific. Well, good. Well, we all love living here in the Bay Area, but we like to hear what it is that you enjoy about the Bay Area specifically.
I'm an outdoor person. I love the rolling hills with the oak trees here and there, the Stanford Hills. I just love that whole flowing hillsides, taking a walk or hiking. Used to horseback ride, so that was my favorite thing, to trail ride through the hills. It was very fun.
And the weather. I imagine you enjoy the weather.
Beautiful weather, yes. Every time I have clients that I meet who just moved out from East Coast, it's like, welcome to California. You're going to love the weather.
So let's go back. So you started your education at West Valley right into interior design. So what type of careers have you had, and what's led up to what you're doing now today?
I have worked in interior design now for over 20 years. So I did do internships while I was in college for getting my degree, and then worked with some independent designers, and then went to being a designer with retail establishments, and did that for many years, and just recently went out on my own to do more across the board design work, rather than just being limited by some of the retail space and abilities.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe folks may be familiar with the term interior designer, but could you help to maybe define what is it that an interior designer really does? What does it that person help people accomplish?
There's two ways you can look at things: as a decorator, where you touch things that don't involve a hammer and nails, other than maybe hanging a picture. And then interior design being more of the architectural, where you might be moving a wall or a window or a doorway, adding on. I myself team up with an architect or a contractor if anything is going to move that's not already a wall. Redoing kitchen or bath is definitely something that a designer can do to help a family update a kitchen or bath. New cabinetry, new floor plan layout. I'm in the middle of doing one now where we're just moving two walls slightly and moving a window slightly, putting a whole new kitchen, relocating the sink and the stove to new locations. Going to be a beautiful open space family room kitchen area.
Great. So maybe making more space out of something that's available.
Exactly.
And like you said, updating an older version into a more modern look or feel.
Exactly.
Yes. I think that's good. We have a lot of older homes in Milpitas, and I know clients could certainly use that when they go into,
Right.
instead of just remodeling the kitchen, redesigning the kitchen.
Exactly. Really important, because the way we used to live in smaller spaces, it suited us then, it doesn't suit us now. Sometimes just taking out half of a wall can open up a kitchen to the family room or other space, so that it does feel twice as big, and you haven't moved any exterior walls. You've just simply moved an interior wall, or even a window. Sometimes a window is in the wrong place, or a doorway in the wrong place, and being able to switch around the whole layout of a room can be accomplished if that door wasn't in the wrong place, to create a traffic pattern where you don't want the traffic pattern. So lots of details, yeah.
Well, why might somebody really want to work with the designer as opposed to maybe just going down to the home center and looking around and seeing what's available?
Have you seen those people standing in the halls going, which one do I choose? That's where an interior designer comes into play. I've designed for hundreds of people, so I can help pull out what your personality is, what your lifestyle is, what your needs are, and then help you pick the right product for that space, that project that you have in mind, where you could stand at the counter going, well, which one do I choose? Well, I can help you narrow it down.
And I would guess if you're remodeling kitchen and bathrooms, you might want to blend and pull everything together so the house doesn't have a hodgepodge of different type of
But sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of subtle difference,
Okay.
but maybe carry through the color palette, but change the shape of the tile in this room versus that room.
Okay.
So, yeah, lots of little subtleties that we can do to still make it flow and pull it together.
Yeah, well, good.
So do we talk about, you talked earlier, is there certificates, licenses, or is there anything that's
yes
regulated
and no,
in your
yeah.
industry?
There's, I've got my certificate in interior design. There's no licensing for a designer, but if you want to be a kitchen designer, then there is definitely a certified program for kitchen design, because that's a really complex area. You want to know that you're working with somebody who's capable of doing that. California doesn't license. That was something that they were going to try to push through, and it just didn't go through. There's a lot of legal stuff involved in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you work primarily with homeowners? Do you work with people who own commercial spaces, maybe retail spaces? And who are the primary
So
folks you work with?
I have mostly residential, but have also had several commercial jobs. So right now I'm working with a cafe that is doing an upgrade. So, restaurants and commercial places usually try to update every 7 to 10 years. So we're giving her a whole new look, new flooring, new paint colors, new tables and chairs, new bar sitting area, artwork. Lighting stayed, but we're going to revamp one section of lighting. So commercial spaces are definitely something that I can do as well as the residential.
Okay. Let's see. How do you get involved in the construction phase of the project?
It's
Or-
really nice to be involved in that as well, yes. I've teamed up with an architect who we are working together in tandem on the projects. So this kitchen we're working on right now, I'm involved from the beginning, and he's involved from the beginning of my plans. So we can develop the plan together. We've actually changed the size of a window in order to center the sink in the kitchen area, which had I not been involved at the beginning, it would not have lined up the way we really wanted it to. Really important to have both parties, contractor or architect and designer, involved at the same time, because again, you can have a doorway that needs to move slightly over. Yeah.
Good. How about the scope of what you do? is there a project that's too small or that's too big to?
I enjoy some of the small projects. I've done a lot of custom bed coverings, window treatments, window shades, area rugs, accessorizing. Sometimes those little details when, let's say, somebody's reclaiming the house after the kids go off to college. I want to reclaim the space for mine.
Todd's looking forward to his day.
It's not too far off.
They go to college and then they come back, don't they, Todd?
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe the sofa's not very old, but everything else looks kind of worn, or vice versa. So to come in and re-accessorize or add some new pillows and an area rug or some new lamps because the lamps are dated, pulling all those accessory details can be a fun project. It doesn't sound like it's big, but it makes a big impact. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Let's see, budget. How about budget concerns?
Customers can sometimes just do consulting and then do phases on their project. So maybe right now I'm doing carpet and paint color. We did a consultation for paint colors and upstairs carpeting. And then the next phase will be downstairs tiling and new sofa and area rugs. Breaking it up, but knowing where we're headed so that the color palette can flow from one space to the other. You can have that in your mind of where you're going. And when you're ready, you pick up the phone and say, Cindy, I'm ready for that next phase.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. That really hadn't occurred to me that, using someone like yourself to really phase, because then you think, oh gosh, this is just really too big for what my budget might be right now, or I can't get this all done. And,
Right.
And so the concept of being able to phase it and do that as you're capable of doing that as finances, that's great.
Right.
What are some of the challenges that you encounter?
Challenges. That window that needs to get moved. Those are the types of challenges that are the most frustrating. Is when you meet somebody after they've remodeled, and I think, darn, if that window hadn't been right there, we could have. So that's probably the most frustrating thing that comes up. Yeah, and when somebody's maybe unrealistic on if we're going to get a custom sofa or chair and wanting it right away. No, it's custom. You wait 9 months for a baby. Can we wait 3 months for a sofa?
Okay, Cindy, you're funny. So rewards. What do you? I imagine you do enjoy what you do.
I do, and that's probably the rewards are the customers. The customers really become good friends along the way. When you go from one room all the way through the house of a client's home, they're your best friends. You really get a relationship together. Every project's different, so that I really love too. So you can live your life through all of your clients, having commercial jobs, contemporary jobs, traditional jobs, real. Fun project was a job that had Asian influence. Her and her mother-in-law loved to collect Asian artifacts, so the whole house was done with that influence, and it's just so much fun. Every project's different.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good. That kind of reminds me, sometimes people have a different style or whatever. Do you bring a style that's uniquely kind of your signature?
I don't, and that's probably one of the things that makes it so fun is that I'm designing every space for that particular customer and family and use. So I don't bring in a style of my own or a signature piece or drapery style that's always something used over and over again. It's really every job is custom tailored to the client. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're out on your own now,
I am.
and that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So what do you see on the horizon? Your future goals and aspirations?
Being able to have the flexibility to spend the time with individual clients to develop their jobs and not being torn for other responsibilities, past jobs where you had other limitations of places you needed to be instead of at the customers, helping the customers. So it's nice to tailor that for my schedule for the customers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it sounds like you've got a very exciting future ahead of you. Would you like to give to folks your website, contact information, and
Sure. www.gormaninteriors, plural, .com is my website. So Gorman Interiors. And my email, cindy@gormaninteriors.com. And my website does have quite a few of my portfolio pictures as well as a video, and maybe soon to be this one too.
put you on? Yeah, great.
Well, terrific. It's been just delightful to have you on, Cindy. Thanks for enlightening me about interior design, something that that you've helped me learn about. So I appreciate that, and hopefully our viewers have picked up a tip or two. So thank you, and best of luck to you.
Best of
Thanks
luck,
for
Cindy.
having
Thank
me.
you very much.
Enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Thanks.
Lazy bones, loafing through the day. You always seem to find the easy way, moving like you're rolling grave. Never heard a word I say.
All over America, entire families are backsliding. We're no longer just sedentary, we're stationary, and that's bad news for your bones. At any age, bones need weight-bearing activity to grow strong and stay strong. So go outside, take the steps, play with the dog. Just get up, get out, get moving.
Never keep your bones that way. Never heard a word I say.
A public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Valley Homes on TV. I'm Debbie Giordano, and Todd Flesner and myself will go ahead and talk about, this is the month of October. What we're going to do is September wrap-up. I've got some data points for the September activity on multiple listing for Milpitas.
Good.
And some other, good things to share, and some transactions and some activity. But let's fast forward. We've got an election around the corner.
We do.
And nationally. I'm wondering how that's going to affect the economy, or are you getting any signals, and how that's affecting your loan business right now?
Well, the loan business, we're taping this before the election,
Right.
And the environment with loans right now is we have a very low interest rate environment, right? And the really thing that people are focusing on is what's the Fed going to do, and they're holding off on any announcement really until after the election. I expect that after the election, the Federal Reserve Board will increase the Fed funds rate, which translates into things like the prime rate and adjustable rate mortgages. You could probably increase that about 0.25%.
Okay.
Is my
Which
what
won't
I anticipate.
impact business too much.
No, I don't think so. There are so many other things going on internationally with the financial world. I think there's a feeling that our economy here in the U.S. is stable enough at this point in time that we can support that increase and get a little bit back to more normative sort of interest rate policy. So I think that's the direction we're going to go. I think long term, we're going to be in kind of a sideways sort of trough with interest rates. We're going to have, over the next year to 2 years, still very low interest rates.
Okay, good. It's going to be great for the business.
It really will. And so, anywhere, interest rates aren't going to get out of control, I don't think.
Okay. Not like they had in years past.
No, not like we saw in the late 70s, early 80s, where we had inflation and other concerns and energy concerns. And None of that right now is in the picture. We have, slow growth. We have low inflation. Employment numbers are pretty good and solid at this point in time. That's part of, I think, why the Fed is looking to be able to support a rate
So
increase.
what are rates today?
Well, rates still are in the high 3s to 4%, again, depending upon the type of loan that you have, but just above the historic lows that we've seen. So
Okay.
interest rates are still great.
Okay, super,
Mhm.
super. I wanted to talk about, again, what sellers, the 6 kind of touch points for a seller in preparing their home. I know we're in October, but I think folks are already starting to get ready and thinking about putting their property on the market. February, March, April next year will be, again, very brisk season. We've had a good, healthy market this year, and I think some people are holding off and just waiting to go out there in the early part.
Typically, you don't just wake up one morning and decide I'm going to list my home for sale.
That's rare. Some people do, but
Yeah.
that is very rare.
Right. There's some thought and
So
preparation.
here's some ideas for preparation that you can think of. First thing to do is concentrate on curb appeal. That first impression you have of a home. That first few seconds are just critical. Trim your shrubs, plants, flowers, power wash your driveway, walkways, porch, tidy your landscaping. Be sure to have a well-maintained lawn and freshly mowed and mulched. The next thing would be clean and declutter. You don't have to spend a lot of money actually in getting a home ready, but cleanliness is way up there on top of the list, and decluttering. So wash and dust all the interior surfaces thoroughly. Pack up and remove any extra things around the house. Depersonalize is number 3. So you want to take down all the photographs of the family, and sometimes we stage that up with some murals and some ocean scenes or some other kind of scenes to add some ambiance to the home. But you want to depersonalize everything, and then touch up, but without going overboard. Do not start that major remodeling project you've always dreamed of right before listing your home. So this is FYI. You don't need to go in and remodel your bathrooms and your kitchens and throw on a brand new roof. I don't think that's going to add too much more to the value of the home. So you want to hold everything off there. Fresh coats of paint are good, neutral colors, and refinish worn old wood floors. Change out. A trick would be to change the cabinet pull drawers in the kitchen.
Okay.
That will give a fresh look to the cabinets. And then update maybe some old window treatments. Number 5, arrange furniture and decor together for a better flow of traffic. That's when you get ready to show the property. You try and organize the pieces so that people can walk through and they don't trip over anything, and then it makes the rooms look a lot bigger. Also adding small mirrors around the house too can add some dimension to the room. Use lighting to make rooms warm and inviting. Increase the wattage in your lamps. That's an easy fix. Increase the bulbs, and then make sure you have lighting such as overhead lighting, under cabinet lighting is good, reading lights are good, and accent lighting. So those are 6 quick tips. So can I give you some?
Yeah, please.
Milpitas market update. So September 2015, we were at $973,000 for an average price home, and $847,000 for a medium price, and that has changed. It's actually gone down. The average price is $895,000, and a median price is $865,000. So that's this year. So we actually had a spike last year. I remember us reporting that last year, and it seemed like it's just a very strange 50, 75 grand spike that just occurred. So that really was not. So year over year, we really haven't seen that large of a change. The condo market, $582,000 for an average price, $598,000 for a medium price, and that is now up to $664,000 for an average price, and the medium price is at $700,000. So that's a very true level of appreciation. Again, the single-family market kind of changes up and down just a little bit, depending upon the number of sales and how that's calculated. So that can very well be skewed. So.
All right. Well, very good. Overall, how would you gauge the health of our local market here?
Excellent. I've had 3 open houses the last few weekends. I had 1 open house that was trafficked by 65 families. We got multiple offers over the list price. Another house had 22 families through. That was just on one day on Sunday. So definitely buyers are out there looking, Todd, and they need a place to go. And the seasonal market is not holding them back from looking.
Okay. Yeah, so traditionally, after school starts, we might see a little bit of a slowdown, but you're not really experiencing that at this
Not
point.
at all.
The volume is still pretty strong.
Right.
Well, good. And I think, our interest rates still being low and keeping mortgages affordable helps to support that, as well as our strong jobs market here in the Bay Area.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm going to give folks your contact
yeah, if you
information.
have questions about the show or in general, 408-921-0669 is a great way to get in touch with me.
And I
Yourself?
can be reached at, my email is giordanodj@aol.com.
Terrific. Well, appreciate folks joining us, and we'll see you
It's always
next time.
fun. Yeah, thank you.
absolutely.